Alright. Goodness. Welcome. How do we get started here? There it is. Welcome to another talking discussion. This is live again from your Zero Power, Jimmy Wilson. And confirming it is Jimmy Pablo on the Orlock 425 channel. So supposedly, if you guys haven't seen the Demon Slayer Season 2 that's been going on, this is my review from episodes 1 through 10. The season finale, it looks like, is already here. So there's going to be part 1 of season finale and part 2, which is going to be the final conclusion to wrap up this genre. And let me go ahead and get my thing up and running. So here's the main situation that I've seen from 1 through 10. Things are getting really bizarre. I can't believe that what I'm saying this, but this is obviously the craziest thing. And just so you can get a glimpse of what I'm talking about here, this whole season 2 that barely airing now is really bizarre and crazy. As the whole genre and the whole crusade of the every single thing that's been happening through the entire season 2 of the entertainment district, that's what they call this title, is continuation from the movie. And my thoughts and my personal opinion, this thing is looking really crazy and fantastic. They actually go more brutal than the previous ones, because the film was just a tiny small like peak of it. This one's now a peak of their brutalness that goes, they're more far beyond. The characters themselves, like Tantrio and the other ones, they added new ones, are like really like interested to know what exactly is gonna go down here, because this is gonna get really intense. So in my own respective, there is still a lot of things that I'm looking at right now, a lot of it, so it's not fully there yet. However, I'm still in shock that they actually did something like interesting as this. Everyone's been putting their reviews so far, but this is basically mine's. I'm trying to see if there's anything else, but so far nothing else here. Well, there is this one at least, so I'll put it on right now. And the way that it was going through is just, it was one of like the most intense battles they ever faced before. So things got really to the point where it's like I was in edge of my seat already, like, what the hell is going on? Is this happening? Is this real? I was just like, oh my god, it's what's going on? I was like losing my mind, because these characters are like really going through hell. When I watched the final episode of episode 10, that thing was really intense, of their final like acting battle of who takes what position, who's the strongest and who's the weakest. Are they gonna win or lose? Because I thought they were done for, but it turns out that he had it planned all along, and thank goodness out of nowhere he got support for at the last minute. However, I do gotta say this now, with Tangdril and her sister, which is Netsuko, are now more than just a bounty on them from the demon squad. They're now basically, how you say the right word of this, they're now gonna be like the main primary target, where all the ranking demons have to come together and try to take this person out, because the more stronger he becomes, the more harder it is for them to face. Like, in other words, it's gonna get really to the point where there's no way that they could take down these opponents. I'm in complete shock. I am. Every time I'm looking at the way the characters are acting or what they're trying to do, is just it. You know something's gonna go down. You know something's not gonna go right. And how I just know this just by just looking at the situation here. Though I do have to say that the other new characters that we've seen in this from the Demon Elite Corps, they do have personal opinions and side stories of what they did in their spare time, and I was surprised that they did a good job at explaining what they did in the back at the time while the fighting parts of the fighting were happening. They had like cut some down. Though the only thing I have to say though is if you're gonna do something like that, at least like try to do it more like in the beginning, so that way you could explain them a little bit more. Though it's still neat that they change between the fighting and then that, but I would have preferred that first and then the fighting afterwards in every type episode if you're gonna put them in every single one with the fight. Because my version is having the fight at after the explaining like the little situations going on because it makes more engaging to the each episode. Though the characters that I've seen so far and how they're fighting against like more powerful demons, including Dark. We call her. She's Darky. I keep saying it wrong, but it's Daki like this guy Daki and her brother are like really strong to the point where it's like things are gonna get really serious and really like intense, so you know that things are gonna go down. And the way that they're handling this is gonna be something bizarre, but after seeing episode 10, things just went out of control, got brutally like smashed into the point where not only that I was surprised and shocked, but it actually reminded me of the season finale of ReZero of season 2, which that had same experience where it's like they're finally this brutal fight moment, and then bam, things go down really big with a explosion, and that's exactly what happened with this one, where it ended with an explosion that was just so bizarre. It was like I was losing my mind too, because you know these characters are really hurt and trying to do something good for their life, and they're just getting like brutally attacked, brutally like injured, and not only that, but going through hell just to try to protect the civilization from getting harmed from these demon creatures. But as this point, yes, there's gonna be a they're from the bounty to being a primary target where they're gonna come after them now. They're gonna come after mostly what we call it, Targo. I forgot his name, but his name is basically his name he's is Tangjo. So he's gonna and his sister. They're gonna come after both of them because of his events that done. So my advice for him, and this is why I wanted to actually make this right now, he should instead, in my opinion, go straight to enhancing his powers. That's my ability, because he was able to use water and fire. Try a new ability, maybe supersonic speed to lightning powers. You know, if you heard of Bioshock's similar in that way, where this dude drinks these liquids. On the Rapture one, he was able to just put a needle through him, and it caused him to get different enhanceability powers. So in my opinion, if he's gonna live through from this world without being attacked by higher ranking demons to getting slaughtered, whatever you call it, my advice is he should start unlocking new powers and abilities so he can able to take advantage to it, including the Force. You know, the Force is another one that I had to say this, because if he had the Force power, all he needs to do, if the demon gets way too close, he uses that power to push them back from no matter where distance they are. If they get too close, all he needs to use that Force power, and it pushes them back to the point where it's like they can't get close to them no matter what. There is another power that he can also use from ReZero. It's a power where no matter how many times you hit them, they have this protected invisible barrier shield. And this thing, no matter how many times you penetrate, you cannot like take out the person because it just blocks it fast as possible. It's like a sonic wave that just prevents anything from getting there. If he has that power for a few like seconds to minutes, that can take it. It could be advantage for him to survive because as a primary target, you're gonna need more powers now. Because I can see that he's trying his best, but it's not just speed now. He needs more like a power with more enhanced abilities. There's even electricity power, the one that he has, and then there's the other one where it's like you can use this power to like stay in an illusion to illusion. You can lose illusion powers that can infiltrate and make it look like you're attacking this person when you're not, and then you can take them behind for a surprise, just like that. So there's that power as well. The ones that are mostly in handy lifting powers, you even them have the one you use like a strength power that has like an invisible octopus thing that holds them tight, gets them a little closer, and then throws them. There's that one. Oh gosh. Yeah, so basically I was saying like that. There's that power as well. So like I said before, that's pretty insane how things like that were happening. I'm still in shock of episode 10 though. It makes me lose my mind how like really bizarre they did to these characters. I'm just like in shock. The whole situation from my point of perspective is they finally after so many episodes of trying their best to succeed, they actually made it work. They actually made that thing work. And I'm just like I'm in complete disbelief to how they managed to do it so good. Still, it's still hard to realize how what they're going through still, because I can imagine that they're going through not just hell, but they're trying their best to make themselves as best as possible. What can they do to make things work? Because at this point, yeah, they're become not only a threat but a primary target to put themselves in the line of the first ones, and knowing that they're not gonna be in peace anymore, that they're gonna be being hunted down now, is gonna take more than just powers to just take down now these upper ranks, because once things get south on you, it's only a matter of time before they find you. I know number 3, the ranking third one that from the film, the previous one, is now coming after them. So that's another one that for sure it's gonna happen. I can't say too much though, because I'm just complete shocked that they're actually doing this. But I do want to say this though, because I am curious of what would the season finale be. Those are the ones I'm curious. Is it gonna be alright? Is this thing gonna be okay? Are they gonna still go through like what's gonna exactly gonna go down? That's what I'm curious, because there's only so much that things can happen, and if things do not go well, it can end up ending the season with them rather in a bad situation, or in a situation where they're gonna lose another person. So hopefully that doesn't come to it, as we already had enough of having more of their clans getting lost or killed, because that's what happened in the film. If you've seen that film, the train one, they got killed. Though it's still curious of know what else is gonna go down. I myself is still shocked and believe that they actually did something right this time. Just looking at my own perspective, and this is really turning out a more better than not season 1, but turning out more intense for the more seasons that go by. And as I'm looking at how strong their abilities are, including the sister, how she managed to become more stronger in her, demon form. And she because of, of course, Daki, the girl, female demon that, was the villain of this season, and I guess the main villain of the season, she basically had bad influence of teaching her to show more of how you can look like better than the way she usually looks. And yeah, I have to say that she is bad influence to her, Netsuko. She is, and that's my own perspective. Yeah, but the brother though, the brother is more like powerful than her. I was surprised them together like make form this strong like powerful force. But yet, even though then, it's still hard to believe that they actually know exactly what's gonna happen and what's gonna events gonna turn out. That season finale should be good. I want to talk about those two after this one. So it's like you don't only do so much, and who knows how a season finale is gonna be. All I know is my opinion. This show is something that you must watch if you are a Demon Slayer fan, and if you've seen the film already. This thing is gonna be a more crazier and brutal than the other two. I can tell you that right now. They're much brutal because not only that they're focusing on the aiming, that they're focusing on how their attacking skills, how them seeing getting cut up in blood, even them getting stabbed, and one of the person had their arm cut off. I was like, what the heck? It's like they're still fighting with that and with all their strength. It's like, oh my goodness. But this is like one of the times where I think it shows them that you must upgrade yourself. You must like get more powers if you can, similar to Bioshock. Because if they don't do that, he's gonna have a really tough time defeating these because they're getting stronger every second. Each one that he faces. I mean, the third was in the film. He has this power of just using his skills, but when it came to the sixth, I thought, okay, this is just gonna be like a fight that he's gonna be facing, and they're gonna go back and forth until he finally takes out. No, this thing got even brutal. First, it was a fight where it was like a normal class fight, but then after, when it got to her upgrading herself, when she came with white hair, she started going even stronger at him, until the sister interfered and took her down immediately to the building. She ended up crying like a crybaby. I wasn't expecting that. I guess she never had a time to put herself in the line of defense, so it's really don't know about that. But yeah, I'm really in shock. I'm just like putting myself just watching this. But when the brother came out, that's when things got really serious. I could say it got to the point where I thought these guys were gonna die. That's in my opinion. Because the moment when the brother showed up and he started attacking the main characters, something was gonna go down really badly. Like, I just knew, from my own perspective, I just knew that it's not gonna be an easy fight no more. And that's when the brother showed the true intentions. It just got really like insane. What he did, he had more powers than he did. He possibly that things are still like happening, and it's not even over yet. So I still probably do a season finale. What my thoughts are gonna be, but so far from each episode, from the supportive characters to the main characters, they did it. They're 100% at their best, and you can tell that they were trying their way of seeing how funny to get to the more serious slowly and do this investigation from each episode of what's going on with this community. Though the community, thank goodness, they're going to be like leaving already. They're going to be like disappearing. Some of them did get injured. I gotta say that some of them got injured to getting killed. It is sad, but thank goodness they able to do a whole evacuation, because that whole community just went up in flames. That thing just like from being a entertainment and happy community to going up in flames and all destruction over the place. It was like, it felt like you're one of those ReZero scenes where the whole place isn't in flames and all they're trying to do is trying to attack and go all their mights to go brutal at this of who's gonna win, who's gonna lose. So I was able to see that from my own perspective and looked at the whole situation there. So again, that is my opinion. there is still a little bit more I want to say, but for now I probably should close that off because nobody's chatting right now. It's kind of embarrassing just to having there. I don't know why these bots are always. I already hidden it from there. If it continues, I'll probably look for them. I do have to say that through my episode of watching, it did had moments where they saw what was happening and they noticed the problem, and that's when they started to realize that this is not just a normal demon, that this is demon is doing more harm than good to this entertainment place and killing innocents, and you can tell right off the bat it is not it's not looking good at all. So he had no choice but to find her, which was super easy since he has the tracker scent in it, and he was able to take immediately this person down before she could do more harm. Though it does not succeed really well. It does get each episode does start combating really fast and starting getting right to the action because they know what he has to do and what he has to make. I'm still like surprised that he was able to, even though how many cuts and bruises, he was still able to get up and still able to fight at his hardest and his strongest, because he knows off the bat it's really someone like that would not able to make it through if it wasn't for some of his powers that he was using. Because again, you have to have a bunch of powers that he used in order to enhance them and get stronger every time you go through. As it had even a level where it shows like an invisible tattoo level in his skin of how ranking level you are. The more like stronger you get, the more higher level you become and become much stronger. Though my thoughts though is, yeah, if he's upgrading his powers, he should try upgrading into different type of ability powers. That's my opinion, like I said before, because in even though he can have the scent, he can have the fire, he can have the water, there's still chances that he can lose control of just not just that power, but he can lose control of just doing the same thing, and then will not always work with every single one he faces. So getting new powers is key. That's what I have to say. Getting new powers is key to help not just his buddies that are with him, but also help the ones that are, that he's facing at max. Because every time I looked at it, though, it was really cool how you see each one that are like fighting. They're not that strong, but yet they did their best to support as much as the main person as possible. Though he came to there, I can no reason know why he would came with to for help, and he needed someone useful, because this person, this demon, called this demon creature, was doing harm and he couldn't find her. That's the problem. And the disappearance of call her his wives, he had no choice but to get some sort of help to find them and support him while he goes and searching for them, something like that, called Tijin Yugo, something like that. Yeah, I'm saying these names wrong. What he did is he saw the problem that was happening, and he wanted to steal, I guess, someone from the core, but basically, Tanjiro and his buddies stopped him from doing that, and they insisted on supporting him to defeat this higher ranking demon. Which at the end through the episode, I was shocked that they actually finally did it. It was amazing and surprising that he actually got through that and made it work. Though I'm still frightened that he got so much injuries, he's now choking on something, like he's ready to pass out. So he's like right there crying at him, trying to see what he's gonna do. So that got me in shock. I still don't know if he's gonna make it through the next episode, the season finale of part 1 and part 2. I'm worried actually that for his own sake, because if he's dead, what can they do? They're gonna lose someone, that gets that chases these demons, that help clean up the mess and wipe these demons from the map, from every place that they usually been in, so he can get the civilization saved. So hopefully he made it through from that explosion that happened. I'm still again shocked that they still did something that was magnificent from this out perspective. Though I can't say that much of what else is going on. All I can say is my rating for right now is a 8 out of 10. It's the best experience. I was amazed by each and every episode, how they're entertaining